What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? We back with another stream. Let's go. And we got more on the Lil Durk situation. I just seen on Twitter that OTF Jam, he did 10 years in prison, and when he got out, he was basically like mic'd up, wired up with almost all the conversations that OTF was having with Lil Durk and stuff like that. So that includes the hits, all the little stuff they had going on, all that situation. OTF Jam was a rat the whole time. Ain't that shit crazy? That's just crazy, bro. But we're gonna do a nice little reaction video to a clip they had on the news. So I hope everybody enjoy. Make sure you hit that like and share button. Always show some love to the channel. We always gonna give you the best, the latest, and all that good shit. So I hope everybody enjoy this. And yeah, we ready to get into it. So yeah, let's get crazy. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Rats in the camp.
And rapper Lil Durk has been arrested and charged with a murder for hire plot. The Chicago native, whose real name is Durk Banks, was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshals Service. The 32-year-old's arrest comes as 5 other people in Chicago were arrested in connection with the investigation. According to the complaint, Banks and his co-conspirators allegedly worked together to, quote, track, stalk, and attempt to murder a target at a Los Angeles gas station, firing at least 18 rounds into the person's vehicle, striking and killing a passenger in the car. Banks made his first court appearance this afternoon.
And the passenger in the car was Quando Rondo's best friend. They childhood friends. They grew up together. I think it was like Little Pam or something like that. But yeah, he the one that ended up getting killed during that situation. So yeah, we're gonna jump and see what else they got going on over here.
Afternoon in Miami, Banks' lawyer asked for privacy after leaving court, telling ABC, quote, "We will not be commenting at this time." I want to bring in ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse and ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd for more on all of this. And Shauna, I want to start with you on this. The charges against these men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in a death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. So, I mean, I know it's early, but how do you see this playing out?
The death penalty is fucking crazy, bro. This he's going to be on some YMLE type time right now. This is why you can't sit here and be doing. I'm not saying don't do disses, but if you're going to do disses, like, keep it not PG-13, but I don't know. Like, I feel like you can diss without having to do extra shit. You get what I'm saying? But now look at my man's though. He might get the death penalty. Like, bro, that's diabolical. And if he gets it, bro, I feel crazy. I feel crazy for Lil Durk fans, bro. Like, this shit probably heartbreaking.
You know, Alex, this is a very serious charge. Conspiracy is one of those charges that all it takes is voluntary knowledge.
Voluntary.
So as long as you had any conversation with 2 or more about something, a plan to further this plot for hire, and it resulted in a death, you are looking at those either life imprisonment and up to the death penalty. So it does not take a lot to be convicted of conspiracy charges. Now, they do have to show that he was voluntarily a part of this conspiracy, and they're going to have to show that he knew what the conspiracy.
But that's the crazy part is though, OTF Jam, and you hear it in this song. It's one I don't know what song it was, but it's a song that he has, and he's talking about getting caught up with the feds, and it's no point of getting a lawyer when your man's tell on you, because when your man's tell on you, he knows everything about you. So it's like, what you need a lawyer for? You feel me? You grew up with this nigga. This nigga's everything that's coming out his mouth is facts, especially if I always had him around me. So that shit just crazy, bro. Just mind blowing. It just lets you know, even though you grew up with niggas and niggas 100% thorough, that you at least thought that was thorough, bro. They not that for real. And 10 years in jail, come out with a wire is wild.
What the end goal of the conspiracy is. And so that's the burden. But conspiracy does not take as much as other charges. So this is a very serious crime.
Mike, you know, one of the things that strikes me about this is Durk has long touted himself as the voice, especially from Chicago. He's noted his connection to the trenches, but also he's had a kind of a stellar 2024, appearing on some hit TV shows and new music on the way. He just celebrated a birthday. So I'm curious. I mean, how is the music and entertainment world processing this news? I mean, that had to be a huge shock.
I feel like him doing that, like trying to, like when he brought out J Main and all that, trying to promote the peace, push the peace. I feel like he was doing that because, like I said, it go back to that song. He was already talking about having nightmares of the feds and the marshals and all that running down on him. I feel like he knew that shit was coming. So he did all that so he can like lesser whatever he thought was coming to him. But obviously that shit ain't help, especially all the diss tracks and all the threats and all that, disrespecting people's mom. And I knew that. I felt like that was happening too for the same for some reason. Like, nigga, you from Chicago, bro. You was just doing crazy drill music, talking crazy heavy, and then you come out with J. Cole, All My Life. That shit, like, bro, like you're trying to turn over a new leaf at the last minute, bro. And I felt like if you was worried about your rap career and all that extra stuff, you would have like been on that. You feel me? Especially when you really start getting popular. Yeah, you should have started doing that before all this stuff happened, because now you're going to be sitting in the cell facing the death penalty and going through all this shit. Like, it's too much.
Yeah, it was very much a huge shock, and particularly coming off the Grammys when he had the song "All My Life" with J. Cole, which is pretty much
what I said,
the biggest
bro?
singles that he's had to date. That had incredible commercial success. Lil Durk is part of what is called the drill movement in Chicago, and so.
And see, and them saying that, bro, that just let you know, like they're basically saying like you were just this person. And you coming out with J. Cole dropping music like this, and don't get me wrong, like he probably got a lot of people thinking like, yeah, he's about to be this type of person. But once again, everybody's gonna this happening to him. It's like they looking at him like, bro, you were trying to cover all this stuff up by putting all this niceness, this peaceness, so you can hide the dirt that you did. So right now, bro, after all this coming out, bro, they not buying it no more.
Every region in the United States has a different sound when it comes to hip hop. And so Lil Durk was really at the forefront of the drill music, which is controversial. It is very rooted in gang culture. I don't think any of us involved in the music industry, entertainment industry, realized that Lil Durk would actually have the capability to send out and put out a hit. This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the
And once again, bro, they already sitting here saying, like, put out a hit as in pushing peace. Like, they don't believe that shit. So it's like, I didn't even believe it when I heard it. Like, the shit is diabolical, bro.
The drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to enact revenge against the murder of King Von. What this goes to, though, Alex, is a larger conversation that we need to be having in America is how do we address gang culture, and then how do we address the violence that precipitates within particular urban communities. Every time we have a death or a murder such as this is when we need to be thinking about gun reform, gun legislation, and how much guns are on the streets, in particular within Chicago, which has a complicated dynamic with guns because of the bordering states that they have in terms of how the other states that surround Illinois have very loose gun restriction laws and the way that guns can flow into cities like Chicago. And so I think moments like this gives us an opportunity to address how are we going to tackle the growing issue of violence within our cities? How are we going to tackle gun violence? To send out and put out a hit. This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to to send out and put out a hit. This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to enact revenge against the murder of King Von. What this goes to, though, Alex, is a larger conversation that we need to be having in America is how do we address gang culture, and then how do we address the violence that precipitates within particular urban communities. Every time we have a death or a murder such as this is when we need to be thinking about gun reform, gun legislation, and how much guns are on the streets, in particular within Chicago, which has a complicated dynamic with guns because of the bordering states that they have in terms of how the other states that surround Illinois have very loose gun restriction laws and the way that guns can flow into cities like Chicago. And so I think moments like this gives us an opportunity to address how are we going to tackle the growing issue of violence within our cities, how are we going to tackle gun violence and gun reform, and then how are we going to tackle the gang culture that exists in our major cities.
Well, and Shauna, one more here, because you mentioned conspiracy earlier. How might prosecutors be looking at this OTF group that the Durk was a part of? I mean,
I'm going to tell you how they're going to look at them, bro. They're going to look at them as they do any other gang, bro. They are a gang. They're not, they try to push peace, bro. But the peace, like I said, this going on now, the peace is not peacing no more. Like on God, bro, the peace is not peacing no more. So, once again, when Lil Durk tried to put them on this standard as we're trying to change, we're trying to be something else, we don't believe in killing no more. He wanted to be Muslim and try to do it. Was all of his side. Like, he tried to pamper whatever he did in the past so it didn't hinge him up now. And now he's at where he's at now because of that.
Are we going to see some repeats of what happened in the YS, or what's happening in the YSL case?
Well, this one's going to be a little different because even when we look at the indictment, they already have text messages, which tends to lead me to the information that there may have been an informant because they got.
Like I said, chat, bro. Like I freaking said, OTF Jam, bro. He did 10 years, came out, wire on, ready to take these niggas down, bro. Ready to fucking take these niggas down. And, bro, like, this shit is crazy.
Got this information very quickly. Let's remember these arrests just happened, so they would have had to get these phone records. So if they have
and like she said, the arrests just happened. So how are you getting all this information, bro? It's somebody in the camp that's writing, and that's OTF Jam.
Direct source, we're going to see this move a lot more quickly. It cites text messages and phone calls where we can see the exact communication.
I am so mad right now.
So they have direct evidence already that's going to move this a lot more quickly than what we see in the YSL trial.
Gotcha. Okay. Mike Muse and Shauna Lloyd, thank you both.
Bro, I am so mad right now for the simple fact, like, bro, see, I'm mad at rappers like this because you was just on top of the world. And I'm not saying that you can't be mad over little beef at all. Like, I can't say that. You can't be mad at little beef and stuff like that. But when you get to a certain standard, a certain level of success, like, I ain't gonna say let it die down, and I'm not pushing death or wanting to get anybody killed, but you gotta learn how to let some of that shit go for real. Some of that shit happened a long time ago, and they're treating it like it just happened. Once again, I'm not saying that you can't be mad. I'm not saying all that, but at that point, you need to learn how to push it in a different direction for real. So that shit is crazy, bro. That's another thing I wanted to see at that's my bad, chat. It was one with right here.
YouTube chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
So look at Chick Smooth. Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just
It was Lil Durk and about 50 of his guys that were arrested by the U.S. Marshals yesterday, and he was charged with murder for hire for the death of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pub. Now, according to documents, Lil Durk hired a couple.
There's one right here when they had, because instead of me talking about it, I know this person right here is going to put them on their map when it comes to this. And what's the name was talking about it for real. Like, he was trying to get them niggas to basically push peace for real. And
motherfuckers be hungry. Because I don't, listen, man, at the end of the day, the reason I say this, because that road saved a lot of lives, man. Nigga ain't got to be down the block. Nigga ain't got to be
listen
going
to
through
what
with
Wilo say, though.
You know what I'm saying? That shit saved the block. And I'm going to say this to all you niggas while I'm in here. I understand where you at, and I understand the ground game. But the name of the game is to put an exit plan together somewhere down there.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm going to just be real with you. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't lead where you ain't go.
Facts.
You understand? My situation was different than y'all. When I went to the penitentiary, did the 20, I was caught. I was living my life. So I try to tell you young niggas, tell y'all my story so y'all can learn my story and don't live my story. But I understand. Trust me, I understand what's going on. And I understand how certain shit got to go. But you got to try to plan it out. Even if you know, some of y'all, listen, we going to be real, man. I got to say this. Because some of y'all in this room, y'all might not see next year. Y'all might not see next week. And niggas ain't saying that to y'all because a lot of y'all niggas ain't got no fathers and none of that shit.
That's a fact.
So my position is here or some shit like that.
It sound like he about to cry. Wilo's my man, bro. I fuck with Wilo.
When I was young, ain't too many niggas give me the game. And I know you niggas ain't got no dads out here.
This is inspiration right here. I love this.
He happy, a grown ass man, and he happy that his dad back. Grown. He's like, damn, because he missed that shit. And I know a lot of niggas that gave y'all game, they gave y'all game that was beneficial to them and it wasn't beneficial to y'all, and it put y'all in a fucked up position in life.
Facts.
Y'all seen niggas, treat your mommy like a sucker. So y'all got a lot of shit and it's a disconnect from the older black man, and y'all just been disappointed your whole life. But for you niggas in here, who big brothers, who stepdads, who OGs is in prison that I try to be my best to do it for y'all and get y'all right.
See Lil Durk face.
And this coming from a nigga.
You don't really want to hear it, but he feel it. Like
first time in my life.
My boy got 100 million. I mean, I said 100 million, bro.
Tomorrow
my boy got $1 million stacked on that table, though.
I never been out of the penitentiary.
$1 million that he's not going to see anymore.
I spent 5 years in the juvenile system, 20 years in the penitentiary. I'm 42 years old. I spend most of my time on this planet in a cell.
Facts. So
I'm just sprinkling the game with y'all. Some of y'all gonna get it, and I know some of y'all want to change, but the environment don't allow you. Y'all ain't got the shot, and y'all don't have it. In that ghetto, you just don't have.
I can feel it, bro. I can feel it.
The finances that really move outside of the poverty and the conditions that we boxed the fuck into. So I know y'all up against the fucking 8 ball. But if you could think, man, don't never lose your imagination, because you're gonna be able to see farther in the neighborhood.
And that's a fact, bro. Like, once again, bro, I feel like he was trying to push peace too late and fucked him up in the long run. And yeah, that's just something I feel like he should have did a long time ago. Like, I don't know, bro, but I appreciate y'all checking out the stream. Make sure you hit that like and share button. Show some love to the channel as always. And you already know, Freaky Q out. Let's go.